Welcome to another episode of the State of the Bulldogs. Sam, Mike, Jeb, and Grant. Grant and Mike tonight, boys. 1-1 this past week. Could have asked for a little bit more. Would have been sweet to beat Furman, but beating Western on the road in a must-win game was nice. A lot going on. Got softball kicking off this week in Tallahassee in the MTE. Grant, Iowa, Florida State, and Marshall. Interesting that Florida State and Iowa have Marshall and Samford coming in, but that's who they got. So they're starting a week or two before baseball. So we're about to have basketball and baseball and softball in full swing while we have the World Baseball Classic and the Olympics going on, and then the Super Bowl this weekend. So February is an awesome month because it's kind of when a lot of stuff really picks up, and the basketball season is in full swing, conference-wise. But first, Mike, good to have you back, man. Living in Nashville, obviously impacted by the ice storm power outages. How we doing?
Nice and warm, nice and toasty. Got the heater on. Thank
That's
God
good.
for family that lives in town, because otherwise I truly don't know what I would have done. I didn't tell you this, but we've spent all of Monday morning calling every hotel in Nashville for Katie's family and could not find a room for them. So
Holy moly.
I don't know what people who still don't have power 8 days later are doing, because it's very cold in Nashville right now.
Crazy. That's crazy.
Dude, that is actually nuts.
8 days later.
I mean, you can always driven down.
Nice little vacation with the parents is great.
What were the roads like? Like, could people get out?
They
If
weren't
had
that
family in,
bad,
like,
which is
Memphis
great,
or
because we
something?
actually thought the roads were going to be really bad because it was sleeting like all day Sunday, and then it froze that night, and so we thought roads would be terrible, but they were fine. So people still been able to get out and about. There were like warming centers across the city for people to go if they needed to warm up and stuff.
Interesting.
It's really just like all the trees, like so many trees fell. 230,000 people without power. It's insane.
It really is insane. But we're just glad that you have power again, because people still don't have power.
Yeah. I've got some family members that don't. I think there's still 25,000 people in Nashville that won't have power for the rest of the week.
That is just
Isn't that wild?
crazy. That is crazy. I have a feeling that, Elon and his little solar bank is about to make a lot of money. Just have a feeling. But boys, basketball. If you had asked us if we were to go 1-1, who would we have preferred to beat? It probably would not be what happened. But we dropped the game to Furman on the road, round 2. Going into the game, we talked about in the first matchup they were banged up. That probably would mean that they were going to hammer us the second go around. But we also said that we left something on the table there in the first game, and both of those were kind of ended up happening. I'll let y'all get into it, but the loss to Furman pretty much reinforced the expectations we have for this team, especially with the subsequent win over Western. But first, Mike, the Furman game. What did you see?
Well, end result, very similar to the first game. First game, we lost 77-73. This game, we lost 78-73.
Yeah.
I think similar feeling as the last game, in that Furman was still missing some of their starters, Cooper Bowser especially. So frustrating that we couldn't manage to beat them when we were healthy and they weren't. But really, I think the difference maker, first game and second game, was Alex Wilkins. He's one of the best players in the conference, and he managed to score 20 points on only 21 minutes in that game because he was in foul trouble early. So you could kind of see a trend in that game where when he was in, they would pull away, and then he went out early in the first half. We kind of came back. He comes back in second half. They pull away, and then he fouls out. And that's kind of when we started to make our comeback, and it was just too little too late. But that and then free throws. We were 55% from the free throw line. Same story, different day.
It's really good. It's really good.
If we had shot closer to what Furman did, like 75%, I think, Grant, you might have made this comment after the game, but that's 5 points right there. So just a couple little things that probably could have been a difference maker in that one to try to steal a win against Furman.
Yeah, to that point, Wilkins picked up his third foul at the 4:59 mark in the first half, and Samford, it was tied at 23 at that point. And we get to the halftime, and Furman's up 2, and you get there. It's like, well, we thought Samford played really well if you just looked at the stat sheet. Then you look at the scoreboard, it's like, oh, how are shoot, we're down 2 at halftime. This definitely felt weird. Second half, we talked about it. Wilkins came on. They went on a big stretch there before he picked up his 4th foul and sat out, but he had like a 6-0 run by himself. He had an and 1 too. And then Samford, as we've seen, just couldn't get enough stops at the end. And you get 14 points from a guy like Cam Barton. You've kind of needed a third scorer to come on. You got your game from Jaden, who had 23 points. He had kind of a slow start, but picked it up in the second half. Faulkner gave you his double-double. Again, you got 14 from Cam, but you still couldn't get over the hump against a team that was missing the older Bowser, who just came back this weekend against Chattanooga, but you just couldn't get enough stops at the end. And you didn't have the scoring lulls necessarily, but you just get beaten over the head with the amount of times Furman would score. You go down and score, then you can't string stops and scores together. It's just tough to do on the road, no matter how many guys Furman had out.
Yeah, 21 points or 20 points in 21 minutes is absurdly efficient. So it's too bad Furman has him. Hopefully he transfers out next season. We don't have to play him again. Yeah, just sucks to lose 2 games, get swept in the season series. Doesn't feel good. It does not feel good. But we got a little bit of revenge. At least coming off of that game, a little feel-good game against Western, to sweep them. So we get swept, and then we sweep. So could have been a worse weekend. But Western game on the road, got the weather, and it kind of felt like we dispelled some of the narrative of, we only have 2 scores. Well, in this game we had 3, 4, 5 contributors right on offense. I think we made more free throws than 55%. It felt like we made more free throws. Because in the second half at Western Carolina, if the other team misses both free throws, you get a free biscuit from Bojangles. So they always say miss it for the biscuit. And we didn't get a biscuit. So I just felt like we had made more free throws, right? And it was just a nice win on the road against, look, it was free admission. It was winter weather, whatever. Fairly hostile environment. The Western Carolina student section was loud and proud, and they did not like the referees who, they didn't hold back when blowing that whistle. They called a pretty ticky-tacky game, and then would do a few makeup calls per se for Western because they felt like they were coming a little too hard on Western. But Western's frankly a fairly undisciplined basketball team. A lot of their fouls were very much deserved.
Yeah, they had 27 fouls called on them. That's a lot.
There were 20 fouls. There were 20 fouls at halftime, which is insane. But Grant, what did y'all see in the Western game? And it was a win. Feels good. Feels good to win.
Listen, Norwood's that way with the fouls. You get like 8 or 9 combined the first half, then the second half. It's like, oh gosh, we didn't call any in the first half. We need to call these the second half. But it was a good kind of balance too. But yeah, Samford's still 31 of 41 from the 30 of 41 from the free throw line. Like Sam said, you get 5 guys in double figures, 23 from Dylan, 18 from Jaden, 13 from Diggy, 11 from Zion. Oh, hey, Zion back in double figures.
Hey, the 11 from Zion were big.
So I had a dunk, a quarter through. He's just so wide open. It's like, dude, just please shoot it. We got to extend the floor somewhat when we're out there. But then Cade pitched in 10 points. Still nothing for Keaton, but Keaton can't just throw in the ocean right now. He's battling through that the last few weeks in conference play. But yeah, Western, turns out when you don't let them make threes and you make threes, you don't let them get to the foul line, turns out you win a lot of basketball games, as Western was 6 of 25 from the 3-point line.
We played good defense. There were several times where that shot clock for them got under 10 seconds. And we were disruptive. It's weird to say this in a season like this, but we were the more physical team. And yes, they were bigger, faster, and stronger. But we just played much better basketball. And it just was a feel-good win, I thought. And then Zion was the star. I mean, he only had 11 points, but his defense and those 11 points were extremely timely. I mean, the dunk was the end of the game. That was the exclamation like, hey, you're not coming back. We're maintaining this 12, 13-point lead. Good luck. His threes extended our leads. But yeah, Grant, to your point, when Zion gets the ball, the defense is not exactly expecting anything. And frankly, neither is Zion. His first inclination is not to – he doesn't even look at the basket. You kind of have to tell him, hey, shoot the ball. There's no one on you.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird sense. Like under Bucky, if he's always like Bucky didn't care if he shot it. With Lenny, we got to have a little bit better shot selections. He's kind of like battling through that. He kind of did that earlier on the year, but now he's kind of getting a little bit there. But anything you get from Zion's a major plus on the offensive end.
Yeah, and Faulkner dominated. I mean, it was like just give him the ball down low, he's going to score. Him and Jaden on the pick and roll were able to manufacture several must-needed baskets when Western would make it competitive. So I don't know. It feels good to win, boys. It just feels good to win. And I think we have a few more. I think the next slate of games should make us all feel a little bit better because it's not as daunting. And we'll get back to the Western game if we want to. But we have Citadel next. Mercer, tough game. Wofford, hopefully not a tough game. They're frauds. Like, they have to be frauds. They're not big enough. I'm sorry. They're too small. On the road at ETSU, tough one. Citadel. Like, these two Citadel games, it feels like those are going to be, are we playing on Friday or are we not type of games. Like, if we can sweep Citadel or the Citadel, then we set ourselves up nicely for a showdown at the very end of the season against UNCG, who we are currently tied with. The conference standings as of tonight, ETSU is 8-2. They're atop. Wofford and Furman and Mercer, three-way tie for second at 7-3. I don't know what the tiebreakers are. Citadel solidly in fifth at 5-5. UNCG, Samford, and Western all tied for sixth at 4-6. And then UTC, love to see it, down at 9 at 3-7, and VMI 1-9. So we got to beat Citadel twice. We got to beat UNCG. Theoretically, we could lose all the other games and it won't matter. But let's be real. This team, if you're betting on them, probably not going to do what I just said. So it would be nice to pull off an upset against a Mercer, an ETSU, or a Wofford to really solidify your spot. But the Western win has me feeling good, feeling very good about not playing on Friday.
Do you feel like
I don't think I've ever said this since. Yeah, I think so.
Kind of showing up in the results. I mean, not really, but they do look better, more well-rounded.
They do.
I feel like they're.
Yeah.
I mean, I know our free throws aren't getting that much better, but I feel like our defense looks a little bit better. Still a little bit concerned about our paint or post defense. I don't know what y'all think about that, but Western scored 32 in the paint, and I just feel like, I mean, first play of the game, they draw some type of pick and roll down to the paint, and Dylan Faulkner's always there. He always takes the bait, and then easy layup. So I think they got to get that figured out. Try to figure out how to get him some help and avoid some of those mismatches down low when Faulkner steps up or steps out. But otherwise, I feel like defense has gotten better. And like you talked about, scoring is a little bit more evenly distributed. I think Jaden Booth had, 4 points in the first half maybe?
Yeah.
Seems right.
He only took 8 shots the whole game, which is pretty low volume for him. So for Samford to still find a way to score 88 with 4 players in double digits, with Cam Martin sitting at 9 points, that's a huge improvement from the first part of that year. So happy with the direction they're moving.
Again, you go back to the first Western game where Faulkner didn't play. Samuel Dada, their big man, a freshman big man, he had 19 points in that game. You go to Saturday, he finished with with only 4 points and 14 minutes of play. So you did have that factor going, and then Western just couldn't.
He was in foul trouble for a lot.
He was
too.
He played.
Yeah, Faulkner just
14 minutes. Yeah, Faulkner did whatever he wanted on the offensive end, and Western's shot selection wasn't kind of great in the second half. Really, they kind of struggled. And once the game started to slip away, they were pulling up from 3 and these step back fadeaway jumpers that aren't higher quality shots when it comes to that too. But with Samford's schedule coming out, I don't think I've ever said this before, but Samford has a big game against the Citadel on Thursday. I don't think I've ever said those 2 words before.
It's just because they're not bad. Yeah, it's because they're not bad. They're a good team this year.
Not bad. They're on a run. They beat Furman as they do every year at home. But I mean, they got to play.
Some things never change.
Yeah, they got to play VMI twice, which helps, which is the reason they're a game ahead of Samford. But still, this is big with Samford looking up at Citadel in the standings right now.
I mean, that's the problem. You're playing a confident Citadel. That's what you don't necessarily want to happen. But going back to Western is such an odd team. They have good basketball players. Dada is a true freshman, pretty decent offensive.
Yeah,
he's going to be very good, and he's already pretty good at offense. He's terrible at defense. Faulkner abused him, frankly. I mean, he did the classic pickup move where you kind of shimmy to the right and then just roll to the left, and Dada basically fell. And it was what? But that it kind of speaks to Western as a whole. Like they play very undisciplined, um, aggressive defense that results in a ton of fouls. And if they and that works when you can make the threes. And they just weren't having it because I think our best perimeter defense was when we were in zone, and that's Mike what opened us up in the middle because we don't have a shot blocker. Faulkner's okay at defense, Shaver's okay at defense, but like they're not. Shaver plays way too physical too. Like he's slap a wrist every time someone goes up.
I think
Yeah, I get
individually
nervous in the
Faulkner's
Shaver
fine
minute.
at defense. I think he can block shot. I don't know. And see shot
Oh, he
blocking leaders in
can
the
block
I just
shots.
don't think that we just find a way where he's the only guy down there, and he always
Yes.
steps up to takes the bait, and then somebody dishes it all. This isn't great basketball.
Yeah,
for
they're
Tommy,
easy
but, like,
baskets, but I'm saying even when it's contested, he's right there, and he'll play good defense. He won't draw the foul. He'll go straight up, but it's still just easy bucket.
Yeah, it seems like he's a little tentative. I don't know. Maybe defensive end like Lipscomb is a good shot blocker. He was a good shot blocker in non-conference play, but I don't know. It's just the way if you get in tough matchups, tough situations where the backdoor cuts, like, oh, there's only a 2-on-1. He's the only guy. You're going to get scored on a lot there.
And
but
he ain't slapping it against the backboard. I'll tell you that right now. So.
And Shaver did have one block, which was nice. He threw one against the backboard, but his defensive, like, you only play 8 minutes against Western, but some of his defensive lapses are you get a little nervous out there when he's down there, and too much movement gives up an easy layup, then have a Lenny turnaround instead of Dylan. Please go. We need to go take him out. So I am a little worried about that. But I mean, Dylan,
he's
your
second
guy,
in the
top
conference
5.
in blocks at 1.5.
Yeah, but that's not. Yeah, but think about it, Mike. He's getting 1.5 blocks on like 50 attempts. I mean, they scored 32 points in the paint, and he's probably there for 80% of those possessions.
No, that's
So
what I'm
great.
saying. Sam.
He's blocking one, and
That's
they're
what I'm
still
saying. We got
putting
to be better down there. He's too big of a body.
Oh yeah,
and he's athletic enough to not give up these open. But I don't think it's Faulkner. I think it's probably a defensive scheme. Like, we've got to get somebody else down there. I don't know.
Well, the fact of the matter
coach.
is we aren't athletic enough to play man-on-man defense against these teams. So we're fairly effective in the zone, but if they penetrate the zone, we're toast. And that's what Western did. Like, we limited their three-point opportunities by playing decent zone defense and harassing them on the perimeter. But once they got inside, it was kind of over.
Yeah,
but fortunately for us, they made a lot of mistakes and didn't always get, especially in the second half, did not get inside nearly. They started playing too frantic on offense. They felt like the game was slipping away from them because they kind of let it slip away in a way.
And with Faulkner's third straight double-double, with Chattanooga, Furman, and Western Carolina, he moves into the top 5 Southern in the all-Ken-Pom team, top 5 in the conference. He's manning that 5-man spot right now, as Armani Wright from Mercer had in previous weeks. Dylan's slid in there with his good play the last few weeks.
Yeah, he's good. He's definitely different than a lot of the guys in the league, which is always what you want to see out of your big man. I was thinking about this. I can't believe I'm not remembering his name. Who's the big man for UTC who played at VMI?
Oh, Stevens.
Jake Stevens. Are we ever going to see a guy like him even get into the SoCon? Like, it seems like those days may be gone, or you have an elite big man.
Like a one-time thing before they transfer out. I think there's enough talent in the high school ranks and internationally
for us to get like
anybody in the SoCon for at least a year.
Yeah.
But for like a Jake Stevens,
because Dada could be that good. Well, he's raw. He's raw right now.
Yeah, I was shocked. I was looking at his numbers. He's 6'9", 225. He looks a lot bigger than that.
He does.
On
against
screen.
The arms. I think it's just the...
He looks bigger. He looks skinnier though. 225. But I guess if you're 6'9".
Yeah, it's 6'9".
I work with a guy who's like 6'6" and he's 270 and he looks skinny. So
yeah,
if you're 6'9", 225.
Yeah, that's a string bean.
Yeah, he's a couple.
Yeah, I was just curious.
A couple inches shorter than Stevens, but Blake Barkley for ETSU kind of fits that mold. He's 6'8", 220. He dominated Samford the first matchup. Same thing against.
Yeah, he's too short though. Jake was 7 foot.
Listed 6'11", so that's probably about 6'10" in the book. But who knows? Oh, the
7
Barkley
foot
is really, really
shoes.
good though. So. But Diego Pavia was listed at 6 feet in the Vandy roster, and then he was at 5'9.25".
Diego's gonna be playing for the Stallions, baby. He's coming to play for the Stallions. Him and Michael Hires will be battling
it out. Can't take Hires' job. What are you doing, Sam? Don't
Let's
put
be
that in
real.
your head.
Diego ain't going to the NFL. Come on now. They're not going to pick a 5'9",
Thought he was coming back
25-year-old
another
quarterback.
year.
He's done.
Who knows?
Vandy promised Jared Curtis the world. He's got to be their starter.
I did see that Aguilar is suing, so that's fun.
Yeah, I saw he filed another lawsuit today. I don't really know what's going on with that. Who knows anymore? We got G League All Stars playing for Alabama right now.
No, he's a G League dropout.
Sad.
I remember they were chanting G League dropout at him. That was really good.
I mean, yeah, I think we're watching the death of college sports unfold rapidly. Rapidly.
Everyone can be a NATO. It's just like, all the rules are terrible. I hate that everybody does this. And 2 weeks later, he wanted to play, and he was getting classes done. We just wanted to add him to the roster.
They don't get it. Like, they don't get that people don't care about the G League. And you know why they don't care about the G League? Because those players aren't playing for the team. They're playing for themselves and the money. They're not playing for Alabama. They're not playing for Auburn. Frankly, they're not even playing for Samford. And that sucks. And as soon as that emotional attachment leaves your team, your brand value goes down the tubes. Because why would I watch? Why do I care? If they don't care, why do I care?
100%.
Guys don't want to play for the Noblesville Boom at the G League. I mean, that's a storied franchise in the G League.
That's right. So anyway, the death of college basketball, 2026. Expanding the tournament will really put the nail in the coffin.
So we need to find a European like Murray State had the highlight clip that Jeb put in our group chat of the 6'9" dude that can do everything freshman. He's played overseas.
He's so good. That kid is so good.
I don't know how.
I'm all for keeping the European pipeline open because those are fun storylines.
We had it with Bucky. He's that Australian kid that's balling out in Portland right now.
I forgot about that guy.
Yeah, Joel Foxwell. Yeah,
yeah. He was good.
It was Jaron Rule a few years ago. It was Foxwell who was like leading the. I forgot what conference they're in, but WCC is leading WCC.
Europe, but
Same difference.
Same thing.
Yeah, overseas,
right?
international
Colony,
guy. Yeah, Foxwell. He's been like leading the West Coast Conference in assists. I
didn't think he was gonna be good. I'll be honest. My friend Josh sent me his videos like when he first committed. I was like, he's not gonna translate to college basketball, but he's balling out.
Yeah, Samford could have had a backcourt of him, Josh Holloway, and Diggy, and Jaden Booth. Like that's what the team would have been.
Yeah,
favorite thing
was so fun, and
it would have been filthy.
On spot.
And Riley's been awesome at George Mason. Yeah.
I still don't think Riley and Bucky's system melded all that well.
No, I agree. I don't think it's a coincidence that he's starting to play so well in a different system.
But he would kill it in this system.
Absolutely.
He would kill it.
Imagine him in Lenny's system. He would be Jake Stevens.
Imagine if he and Dylan were our 4-5. Yeah. Well, he can't shoot the 3 that as well, unless it's against Kansas.
He can shoot the 3 pretty well.
No, he can, just not as well as Jake. But if it's the NCAA tournament and the lights are on.
Dylan did attempt a 3 at Western. Like he pulled up. I was like, oh, wow.
It doesn't look terrible. It looked a little bit smoother than Zion's. Zion looks like my shot, which is not good. Like that's not what you want to be seeing.
I don't think you can let Dylan Faulkner shoot a 3 until his free throw percentage eclipses 65.
Preach.
Well,
actually, I take that back, Mike. If he gets fouled at the 3-point line, he gets 3 chances, and if he just gets 2, that's more efficient scoring than making 1 free throw on the block. Right?
I don't think that he would never get 2, Sam.
So sad. Hey, I will say, being at the Western game, I was able to watch the guys warm up. I can say that he practices free throws.
I saw that on the TV at the start of the second half. He's sitting there just in the zone shooting free throws.
That's all he does. He comes out, he shoots free throws. It's like, all right, at least we're trying to get better. At least we understand our weakness.
Yeah, that's what Lenny told us last week. So I'm just going to point at the elephant in the room. Dylan does practice free throws. I swear, I've watched him practice free throws.
Dude,
it doesn't make sense.
Dylan can shoot 70% from the line.
He was 70% last year at Lipscomb. He didn't play that many games.
What is up? Is Furman? Is Lipscomb Jim? Are there lines right? Like what? Because he was 3 for 8 from the line against Furman. 3 for 8.
Yeah, even Dylan
against Western, he was 7 for 12.
Yeah, even Dylan talked about Lenny's coach is being nice. I've been brutally awful free throws, and I'm working on. I'm trying to get there. We'll see what happens.
I've never understood the free
Yeah.
throw problem in collegiate or professional sports because I genuinely think that I could go, having not shot a basketball inside for 5 years, I think I could go shoot 70% if you give me like 5 minutes to warm up.
Look, it's the same. This is a different sport.
Well, we need to have a discussion about somebody else too.
In football, I played center. I had the yips one summer. Couldn't snap it straight. You know what the coach made me do? Every single day, no matter what, 200 snaps every day. 200. 200. It only took 45 minutes.
I think if there's one sport easier than a free throw, it's snapping a football, Sam.
So not true. If Faulkner can go out there and shoot 100 free throws a day, I guarantee you he can shoot 85% from
Sam, the sad thing is I think he's doing that. He's probably putting up.
There's no way. That's what there's no way he is.
Absolutely.
There's no way.
If he's not doing that, then he doesn't deserve to be on a roster because with the amount of times he gets to the line every game, if he's not focusing
we need to find that out. Work your sources. Let us know how much practice Dylan puts in because I think it's just for the games. I think he does it for show when the camera's
It's the only practice. He just goes, and that's why Lenny looks so upset on the sideline before the games because he's watching Dylan shoot free throws.
Yeah, he and Isaiah can take turns. Diggy right now is 53% from the free throw line, so they both need to figure it out.
Dude, the whole team sucks except for Jaden at shooting free throws.
Jaden 89%, Keaton 86, Cam 83. Then the next one with enough minutes, Cade at 72.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If you're a guard, 90% or above. 90% or above, or you're running. I just don't understand. Like that's the lowest hanging fruit.
That's absurd.
That's what you should be shooting.
90% is elite. Okay.
No, 90%. Yeah, 90%.
95.
Jaden Booth is 90%, and he's an elite free throw shooter.
I'll take 80. I don't care.
Yeah, I'll take 80.
All right, 85. I'll split the difference. 85. Sorry. My expectations for shooting a basketball from the same distance in the same motion every time is too difficult for collegiate athletes getting paid. Sorry, it's too much.
It is a free throw, so
who do I need to call to get answers to this?
I don't know, dude. Maybe you go film practice. Do a little Bill Belichick style. Go film practice in the corner. And report back if Dylan practices a single free throw. Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about that. Bill Belichick didn't get into the Hall of Fame on the first ballot. Like, what are ballots for? Like, why do we have a Hall of Fame? Dude has more Super Bowls than several NFL franchises combined. Can't make it into the Hall of Fame.
He can have Jordan will get on the case for him. She'll find a way to figure it out.
She might have broken up with him. He's not a Hall of Famer.
He's not a Hall of Famer. Yeah.
She'll send some DMs to some people, and she'll say that she contacted people. So we'll see. She'll slide into some DMs and get some answers.
All right, back to basketball. That was a lot of free throw talk. Did not think Bill Belichick would be mentioned here. But this week in the SoCon on Wednesday, we got Wofford at VMI. Interesting, hopefully. Western at UNCG that's a pretty big game for us. We need Western to beat UNCG.
Yeah, go Western.
Furman at ETSU in the game of the week on the road. Furman taking on the Bucks. And then the Thursday slate, we play Citadel, and Mercer plays Chat. Guys, is Chat really that bad? I mean, what is going on?
Is it time to start
telling you
looking at Dan Earl's
NIT hangover?
Security?
He should have jumped ship, man. He should have. Why did he stay in conference? Why did he go from VMI to UTC?
The only problem from Earl last year is the NIT took so long. Every other job was taken, so he couldn't.
Oh my god! I literally keep forgetting they won the NIT. I cannot believe that.
There's some jobs.
He couldn't go to an A10 score, or whatever. You know.
How did he not jump after winning the NIT?
Yeah. So what's up with all this money that Chattanooga now has? Is it all going to football? Because I thought it was all going to basketball.
What money?
They've
always had money, but what money?
I thought they
remember that article they put out. They're talking about the reported what they were gonna.
Oh, that was fake news. That was fake news.
Falsely spin on house and stuff like that.
Dude, we're plowing money into football. My God, I think we're gonna be good. No, I don't know. UTC, they're building that new football. They just finished the new football center. They haven't touched. I mean, one thing that helps Mike, I guess, they haven't touched McKenzie Arena in forever. So that helps. Surely that's due for an upgrade, though. Some kind of facelift.
I just think Dan Earl
lost
kind of
4 straight
has
on the court.
this. He's got this. Everybody kind of treats him like he's the GOAT of the SoCon. It's like him and Bob Ritchie are the guys that everybody else is trying to beat.
And Richie's is more deserved. He's way more consistent, and actually has won an NCAA tournament game.
Yeah, I think I was
Dan
probably
hasn't even made it.
lower on Ritchie 2 years ago when they were kind of coming off that tournament hangover, but I think he's righted the ship a little bit.
Yeah,
But
I think Furman is navigating. I think the whole conference is finding it more difficult to navigate the transfer portal than they did just a few years ago. And finding a guy like Alex Wilkins, I cannot believe I'm saying this, but like finding a guy like Alex Wilkins is kind of what you have to do. You got to find the young stud who no one else found, and they did. And they probably won't keep him. He'll probably go to the ACC or the SEC.
Yeah, I think Wilkins will
that
look
just
great
is
in a
what it
Texas.
is.
Wilkins will look great in a Texas A&M jersey next year. So I wanted to throw it out there. I think
No,
Texas
we
A&M
don't
could really,
want to.
I think Texas A&M
that.
could really use anything to get him out. I don't care where he goes, but I think
close
Grant,
that. Close
no
that
offense.
book.
Hey, no offense
Close
to
the
Alex
Bucky.
Wilkins. Bucky's playing with real money.
yeah, we got to work.
No
our
offense to
connect-
Alex Wilkins.
We got to work.
Bucky
our
will be
connections to get him
recruiting
out of
the
here.
G
I don't
League.
care where it is.
He'll be recruiting the G League. The A&M will have an entire roster of G Leaguers.
I'm just saying we use our connection to push him out there because we don't know who else to talk to. We can say, hey, can you take him from us? This would be great, please.
I'm sorry. I missed that point.
Yeah, I'm just
I'm
saying
sorry.
we.
You're right, Grant. They do need a student manager. Yeah, I can't believe I was giving a little respect to Furman. Anyway, on Saturday, Samford Mercer in Birmingham, ETSU at VMI, Citadel at Chat. Look, every time Chattanooga plays from here on out, I think it's going to be an interesting game because I don't think they're that bad. But could be a very important game for the standings for us. And then Western at Wofford. Is Western going to continue the trend of beating teams they shouldn't and losing to teams they should? And then on Sunday, to wrap it up, Furman, UNCG in Greenville. Wait, is Furman's new arena on campus?
Yeah, I think so.
In Travelers
Rest.
Yep. Brand new arena, and they looked around and said, where are we going to put the camera for the TV? We're going to put the TV camera.
Dude, the whole thing, if you're a wealthy Furman alum who has a box, it's sick. I get the hype. But to everyone else, it's a regular old basketball arena with this weird second story of kind of like crappy boxes, you know?
It's
Tell you it's the whiskey
smart.
money.
I don't know.
What, Mike?
It's probably smart from a revenue perspective.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know. If you don't do it right, what's the point of doing it? You know, like if those things look like glorified cardboard boxes with foldable chairs. You know, we're not talking nice boxes.
With padded seats.
Because I was pleasantly surprised at Western's arena. Nice seats, old, stains, but nice seats, nice cushioned seats. And my goodness, are they building a press box, luxury box, whole new renovation at the football stadium. Holy moly, it's going to be awesome. So definitely got to go to a Samford Western game in Cullowhee. Probably won't bring the kids. It was not the most family-friendly environment. Not terrible, considering, you know, it was snow and a lot of people were not there, but I could see how that place gets a little rowdier than others.
Yeah, I feel like all of the players we've interviewed have said that about Western. Like, rowdiest crowd in SoCon is Western.
They're also just passionate. They were all over the refs early. And then when it was kind of obvious that they weren't going to win, they kind of died down. But still, respect. Respect.
Yeah, and that was Samford's 11th straight win over Western, 5 straight season sweeps. So Bucky never lost to Western, and now Lenny's 2-0 against
crap.
Western. So
that's hard to do against
I
any
did not
basketball
know
team.
that.
Technically 6 sweeps because COVID year they just played once and Samford won that one. So if you wanted to count that one, that'd be 6
It counts.
season sweeps at Western. So
That's awesome. Did not know that. Did not know that. Anything else, boys, on men's basketball before we shift over briefly to women's?
Big game
well,
against Citadel, so yeah, we'll see.
Let me emphasize brief because the women, again, went 0-2. They have had 8 wins since January 10th when they got their 8th win. We have not won a game since January 10th. Most recently on the road, 2 road games, ETSU and Chattanooga. We lost 53-41 and 61-40. Western and UNCG up this weekend. Thursday, Western, Saturday, UNCG, both at home. Needless to say, women's basketball not having a strong.
Yeah, we do have 2 doubleheaders. The women are playing Western at 4 on Thursday. Samford plays Citadel. And then Saturday, women play UNCG at 2, and then the men obviously play Mercer that night. So 2 doubleheaders this week at the Hannah Center.
That's fun. Well, we're going to have our baseball preview next week. Trying to get 3 seniors, Hayden, John Whitney, and Parker McDonald. They've all been here since their freshman year, which is sweet. I think there's a couple more, but trying to get those 3. We'll see. If anyone knows them and is listening, please let them know that we've reached out via Instagram. We're going to reach out via Twitter as well, but they have not seen the messages, and it looks like 2 of them have not been active on Instagram since 2025. I guess that was only a few months ago, but still. If anybody knows them,
books already.
No.
Yeah, well.
We're trying to nail it down. It always comes together like this, though. It always comes together.
We're just networking. Well, like, if anybody out there, we're just networking. That's all we're doing.
Yeah, I think also we're going to have Laney Wilson
someone knows
and Doug Hodges on. If they'll check their DMs. So
just tell them to check their DMs, all right? That's all we're asking. And then we'll have an awesome baseball preview. We'll find somebody. If not, we'll find somebody. But Samford obviously picked pretty high to finish. You'd have to go back a long ways to not have us in the top 3. But this year's going to be good. And I have a feeling, we haven't talked to them yet, but I have a feeling whoever we get on for the baseball preview is going to be pretty jazzed for the season. So, anything else, boys?
Talk about softball starting this weekend. Oh, that's right.
Oh, and tennis. That's right. Coach Reynolds has those boys playing.
Yeah, go listen to our interview over the summer with Coach Reynolds. You can check that out on everything. Go like, subscribe, and
it was a really good interview.
Comment, rate, review, do it all. Yeah, we learned a lot of. Obviously, not tuned in to Samford's men's tennis before, so it's good to get Coach Reynolds on and kind of learn the basics. And
I forgot there was a winter season. I wasn't even paying attention. But yeah, the Alabama one was such big news, Mike, that like national college media accounts were tweeting about it.
Oh, really?
It's kind of cool.
See that. I got my information from that Samford Scoop guy.
Yeah, whoever that loser is.
Yeah, I don't know. He needs to pick it up. He
needs to get
not keeping up with the times. Yeah, well, that too.
Yeah. Also lost at Step Sing, I heard. Lame.
Oh, Step Sing. I was not going to mention that. Pi Cap won Step Sing. Heard the theme was really poor. I heard they're the only team that competed. It's probably how they won. Oh, wait, them and the freshman ladies, Grant, your favorite, Samford Scoop.
Yeah. Like 4 different people sent me that, and then I saw it on Twitter. I was like, oh, let's go.
You can't make it up.
No, I didn't. Yeah, I'd like to say thanks to somebody from that group, but, they probably just thought it was cool and don't even know this thing exists, so that's probably the way.
We can say this for a few more years, Grant, without it being too creepy, but you have, like, a fangirl club, apparently, of freshmen at Samford. Still not too creepy. It's getting there.
It's dangerous. Getting there. Yeah, that's dangerous. We don't.
As each day ticks by, we're getting a little bit, creepier. But for now, you can relish on it.
Yeah, there's some recruit. I forgot who it was. It was a junior of some NFL guy we've watched growing up, and was like, oh my gosh, another one has hit the fan. Some famous junior, some recruit. I was like, oh gosh, but it happens. But yeah.
With that, the state of the Bulldogs is out. Let's go 2-0 this week, boys. Let's go 2-0. Hope everybody has a good one.